How are we doing, my people? Welcome back to the Celtic Cast, episode 7, to kick off the new year. Mark has actually very slyly just adjusted his camera there. We're just slagging him just before we start recording. He's got a clock in the background. Lovely new decoration for the new house, but it's telling the wrong time. So you want to get that sorted.
I didn't even notice you said it.
Yeah, I know. Did you just take it out of the box and hang it on the wall? Like, I'm surprised you were able to hang it on the wall, actually.
I didn't hang it on the wall, mate.
You got somebody else to do that for you. Dubai life, like.
I don't know how to hang stuff.
He's living.
I actually have a whiteboard to hang up as well. So,
sure, you probably have a maid to do that, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Dubai has changed, bro. It's changed. Yeah. What we said in the first podcast is just doesn't hold up now.
No.
You hear I have the woolly hat on. It's -2 degrees over here at the moment, Mark. So you're not missing out.
You know what? I remember saying to you there, I was like, I love the cold, but mate, back in Ireland fucks me. I was like, geez, man, that was cold.
You didn't take that jump off for the whole entire leg session when we were training.
Mate.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting it to be like that.
It's probably just the contrast when you're used to it being so warm, you know, and you go back to the cold. Like when Chloe gets back from Australia here, I'd say she's in for some land because same thing, right? Walking around, you know, you're wearing fuck all, sweating, nice tan, then you come back, boom, -2, snow.
-5 tonight down where I am.
As long as it doesn't snow. The snow is a pain in the hole, lads, isn't it?
But fingers crossed, like it won't. But
it's,
like,
nice
it's just a sludge, you know, just that sludge, and then obviously the driving, as I know we discussed the driving last week, someone hitting my rental car, but it just goes out the window. Like it's
funny. I remember we got really bad snow. I don't know, was it last year or the year before? But Ultraflex did not close. Like everywhere was closed. Tesco was closed and everything. You know what's bad when Tesco was closed?
Yeah.
Ultraflex stayed open. Went in there. The electricity, the lights weren't working in half the gym. And everybody was just in there training, and all the staff were working there. It's fucking
Lord, you come in with a ring light.
That place would not close if there was a zombie apocalypse, which I love, you know. So it's unbelievable because fucking I rocked onto the gym there on Christmas Eve to train, and I got there 1:45. Gym closed at 2, so I missed my Christmas Eve leg day session, which I was very upset about. I think I probably said that in the last podcast, but
we did. But do you know what? We should have one little topic on Pau Dwyer.
Oh yeah,
like the news there. Like obviously that was probably sad for the Irish community. Like obviously I know the powerlift or the strongman community. It's not the biggest, but he was kind of moving in towards bodybuilding in the last 18 months or so.
Which is nuts, right? Because he's arguably the healthiest now that he probably has been over the last 10 or 15 years. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't want to speculate. Obviously, we could guess it was some cardiovascular issue, right? Maybe the damage had been done up until that point, right? But like, fuck, it's just such a shame because obviously he was moving away from strongman. He was trying to stay fit, stay healthy, stay lean. And obviously he's a young family and stuff. So fucking tragic that's happened.
I know.
And he actually I used to train in the same gym as him. He used to come in and train in the arena gym in Tralee when I used to train in there. And this was before he like blew up on social media or anything like that.
Yeah.
He was still Ireland's strongest man at the time, but it was before he started doing kind of all the reaction content and things of that nature and the positivity stuff, you know.
I know, it's sad to say, because I never had any interaction with him, because like he was Limerick based. Like, did you, Mark? Did you have any interactions or?
I don't know much of him at all. I've seen him pop up. I know of him, but I don't know anything about him. But regardless of who it is, if you're that young and you have kids, and like it's horrific, no matter who it is.
It's only 41.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
41. And also you have 3 young kids, definitely 2 anyway. But
3, I think I think it's one that's slightly older. Like, I could be wrong. I think he has maybe like a 12, 13-year-old, and then he had 2 young kids, very young, like under 5. Like, so
puts things into perspective massively.
Big time.
It does. It's just out of that, like, but as well, like, obviously there's a GoFundMe raiser for his family. I actually just logged on to it as well there to see, like, it's on over 100K, which is great to see. Like, so it shows the positivity that he's spreading.
One thing that I would say about this is that he has done a lot with his life, right?
Yeah.
I always say this, like, you're going to die at some stage. Imagine he was 41 and he had done nothing with his life that he wanted to do.
No legacy to leave behind.
He'd have all them regrets. You know what I mean? But he's lived life to his fullest. He's achieved so much. He has a family. You know, I always say you are going to die. So what are you going to do with that time? And I think one positive thing is that he's done a lot with that time.
Yeah, and
He's
you know
impacted
that
a lot
by
of
the absolute like outpour of positive messages and condolences that he's gotten online. You know, because every single post, like there's nothing negative said. I was looking at the post this morning, nothing negative said at all. You know, normally when a bodybuilder or someone like that dies, people are going, "Oh, steroids," or they're going this or they're that, and they kind of have, you know, something kind of nasty to say. I didn't see one single negative comment on any of the posts. It was all positive, all from big people in the industry. So yeah, it's a real shame. It's a real shame. It's absolutely horrific.
And none of that comes from his strengths or how he looked. It all
Yeah.
comes from how he made people feel.
Yeah.
That is literally it. And no one cares about what you look like.
No, and like that's the other aspects take away from it. It's like how he has been, like all that he achieved through strongman into bodybuilding, never took an ego from it, never had an ego, just down to earth, and that's how people are remembered. You remember by how you treat others, and literally how his positivity spread online against anti-bullying, against all that. So yeah, sad to see. Rest in peace, Pa, and again condolences to her family from the three of us as well.
Yeah, yeah. I'll try and put the link for the GoFundMe down below if anyone
Yeah.
wants to go and donate to it. But yeah, it just goes to show, guys, puts things into perspective. Like Mark said, what's important and what isn't, especially when you hear things like that. You'd never expect to go at 41, would you? And especially with everything that we do, we're always trying to maximize health.
Health, yeah, like, and that's
a
it.
stark reminder that like it happens. You know, people in our game, like, they pass away young. Again, just for anyone who's listening to this, who follows us, who's into bodybuilding, who's potentially down the enhanced route, just a reminder again, make sure you're staying on top of things. Make sure you're checking your shit. Make sure you're taking your health supplements. Because, you know, I was talking to one of my mates about this earlier as well. And I think he said that Pa was on a podcast recently and he said, like, oh, he started with a new coach and the coach was telling him to take all these health supplements and he'd never heard about any of these things and, you know, blah, 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 blah. So it's just, I suppose, a different generation of strongmen, bodybuilders, etc., where maybe health wouldn't have been as mainstream as it is now, or the focus on health or the knowledge on the supplements or the knowledge on looking after yourself for blood work or anything like that. So again, it just goes to stress the importance of all those things and constantly monitoring yourself so that you don't run into issues down the line. Because like I said, right, he would have looked on the outside now healthier than he would have been when he was strongman, because he lost all the weight and he was staying lean and, you know, he was trying to live a healthy lifestyle and move away from all the strongman. But the damage could have been done at that stage, you know.
It's, if you look at it, like before, say, like 2020, before COVID, 2019 or so, how popular were health supplements? There was no JP health supplements, supplement needs. Their stats were just starting coming on.
That was literally just end of 2019, start 2020.
That's it. And like before, like what we have had, like maybe some milk thistle or something, like if you ever went, like,
oh mate, I remember when I was like 17, 18, I started going to the gym and, you know, having tubs of protein around the house, having tubs of creatine, and, you know, your mother thinking creatine's like steroids, is bad for your kidney. And my mom works in the pharmacy, right? So she'd be coming home and she'd have fish eyes and milk thistle for me. Make sure you're taking that milk thistle now for your liver and stuff, because she thought the creatine was like destroying me from the inside, you know?
Yeah.
That's
but like that, it just shows how much it has evolved. Because like people like probably Pa, like when he was on strongman, like was it like 2014, 15, he won the in the UK, I think it was 2018 or 2019. So would have been before all like health supplements. And obviously maybe that's ran differently. And like even for us, when I would have probably started and when I was into bodybuilding at the start, like health supplements weren't really a thing until that 2019, 2020. Like when you started, Mark, as well, when you competed first, did you have any health protocol in line like that?
No. Obviously,
was it?
You have your basic, you know, vitamins and then fish oils, and
Yeah.
you know, but there was no actual health subs. I think credit here is the pioneer of that, so to speak. The first person I can remember is Dean, who kind of
stepped in that direction.
He did all the formulation for supplement needs, and everything kind of came
Yeah.
downstream of him talking about those things. And it's funny, like you're mentioning that, you know, the way I kind of spoke before, saying I'm glad I got into it when I did, because of like the cycles and the way the cycle designs were. When I did my first prep, I remember like Joe Brighton was coaching me at the time, he was absolutely adamant that I took the supplement needs health subs, and he made me get them, and I was sending him pictures of it, Everton, just to show him that I was actually taking them, you know. So to be fair to him, you know, he was adamant at the time, make sure you're taking these health subs. And I was running 300 tests, 200 mass, lads, sure, but fucking, you know, I was basically running a sports TRT, but I was taking those health supplements from the get-go. I was taking telmisartan during that prep, metformin, the whole shebang. So like the second almost I started, I had all the health stuff in place. So I'm very thankful for that, and hopefully that does pay off, you know. And I know a lot of people haven't been as lucky, and I know you were kind of doing things for years
without
but look, ignorance is bliss, isn't it? Like it's nothing.
It is, and it's based off the knowledge that's around at the time. But like something to take from this now as well will be, if we've got, how many of us here have had young clients sign up who are like on a cycle already, and when you mention health supplements, I can't afford that, I can't spend £120, I can't spend whatever a month on it. Like it's going to be the non-negotiable, and that's hopefully what will open people's eyes to as well. It's like the amount of people that be like, we'll send you a picture of like a basic supplement. Can I just get this instead? Do you know, like they're looking for a...
I do genuinely think, right, look, bodybuilding is not a cheap hobby. It's not, okay? And I seen a very interesting reel yesterday when I was on the ferry, right? And it was a podcast, I think it was like a high performance podcast or something like that. And the dude who was interviewing the other guy, he actually asked him, what has been harder since you became enhanced? And I thought that was a fantastic question. And someone was making a reaction reel to this reaction reel. And I definitely agreed with a lot of the things he was saying. People think enhanced bodybuilding, people are taking the easy way out. Okay. Yes, you take steroids, that means you're going to build muscle faster, you're going to recover faster. However, now you've got this whole other host of things that you need to manage. You need to do your blood work. You need to make sure all your hormones are in range, and you figure out dosages that work well for you. You need to take your health supplements, right? You need to get, you know, tests on echocardiograms, etc., right? There's so much more to manage, and you have to be highly organized, right, in order to do this. And you have to be in a position where you can afford all this shit. Because you go from being natural to being enhanced, you're instantly adding blood work, health supplements, gear, massive cost, huge cost. So I definitely am of the opinion, right? Either do it right or don't do it at all. And if you're natural right now and you're thinking about hopping on and you don't have the money to afford the health supplements and the gear and the blood work, I would say wait until you're in a better position in life, till you can go and do that.
But if you were going to put it out there for them, so let's put a basic thing. So basic health supplements, what are we looking at spending a month? You're spending over £100. So you're spending, like, say, even if we're Irish clients, like €120 probably on health supplements. Blood work,
£200 even.
Yeah, like it depends on like how much we're going. So like 150 to €180. Blood work, in Ireland, I know it's probably around, like private, it's about 250. The 280 for like something. How much did you pay, or did you, like when you went to that clinic in Clonmel?
They actually done them for me. So
they looked after for a thing for you. Do you know what they would have charged otherwise?
€300.
Yeah, so
anyone's like in the Munster region and you want to go to Bloodwise Clonmel, guys, DMAC 10 gets you 10% off your blood work, so you're getting for £270. You're right.
So,
these are being robbed.
But that's what it, like, how much are you, like?
That's the price. Even the girls are telling me when I went in there that they're having issues even since they started, where a lot of the stuff now, like Radox won't test for it. So even like T3, T4, they just won't test for them anymore. And I'm thinking, what? You know, and obviously these two girls, they both work for like GPs, and like the GPs are getting real out of them. Why are you doing that? Blah, 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 blah. So it's still very difficult for them in Ireland doing this because it's still frowned upon. It's still taboo. They're only trying to help people at the end of the day, you know, but it's just the way it is in Ireland, you know.
And like, if we're looking at that, say blood work 3-4 times a year is what you'd be looking at. Like, as I mean, like, say, like most people try it once a year. So if you're saying that, say if we're saying 250, saying you're spending about €1,000, maybe 750 to €1,000 on blood work, you're spending 2,000 probably on health supplements. So you are talking about that investment throughout the year. So that's the one side no one is thinking about when they're thinking about hopping on, like, oh, I can get a vial of test for £30, for £40. Oh, that'll last me however. So like you're thinking, I'll do that. I'll spend £200 on gear for the year, I'm sorted. And you're not expecting it's 10 times the price is what you're going to pay for your health, for your monitoring, and all that on top of it.
It's not the drug, everything else that kind of comes with that, you know.
And then look, right, it's happened to me a few times, right, where I'll get clients' blood work over, and I'll be like, "You haven't been taking your subs,"
I know what you're gonna say, yeah.
and they've been like, "I know," and I was like, "I can see that," because if you cook right, if you're on top of things, great, right? Like your blood stay, like it's pretty easy. You're doing things right to keep you in a good position, but if you have like one cycle where you just completely neglect it, being like, you know, fuck it, I'm going on holiday. I'll just leave the supplements out so I can have my money for holiday or something like that. It will come back to bite you, and all of a sudden you're spending the next year trying to get your bloods back so you can push back on.
110%.
Yeah.
Stay on top. Otherwise,
it's not only, people need to look at it this way. It's not only about the bloods. It's not like someone's like, oh, well, I got bad bloods done this time, so you know what? Now I'm going to take my health supplements, and then my bloods come back good, and I'm in the clear now, right? Obviously, if you're only getting them checked once every 12 weeks or whatever, or even worse, some people once every 6 months, right? Like, there's so much time in between that where really you don't know how they're looking or how they're fluctuating or whatever the case may be. And it's like, you need to almost look at like, this is like a bucket, like your health is like a bucket, okay? And like, there's only so much shit you can fill in that bucket before it spills over and you start causing issues, you know? So like, try to keep things as good as possible for as long as you possibly can, because you'll regret it once issues do start to pop up, because like you're fucked then. You know, if you do start running into issues, it's a very bumpy road beyond that point if you want to kind of keep doing it. And another thing with blood work, just to mention with Mark, right? I've had that before as well, where I'm looking at a client's blood work and I'm going, have you been taking your supplements, man? Yes, I have. Are you sure? Yes. Send me pictures. Okay. What have you been eating? Oh, I've been following the diet. I said, no, you've been having fucking off-plan meals every single week, because I'm 2 weeks out and my LDL is 1.6. And you know, you're in your off season here and you're lean and your fucking cholesterol is 4 point something. Like, what's going on? And you're taking one third of the drugs I have. Like, what is going on here? You know? So like, you can tell by looking at the blood work whether someone has been
honest,
in the piss
pretty
with
much.
taking the piss with their diet or taking the piss with their supplementation. It's clear as day.
And one of the simple things as well, like even from blood work, that people need to like really get better at doing, and like I'll have this conversation with clients a lot: blood pressure. People will not buy a blood pressure monitor for 20, 50 pound or whatever it is, and the amount of times you've seen a sheet clear, like no blood pressure logged, and you're kind of like, when you check your blood pressure, yeah, I'll do it this week, I'll do it this week. I think it's one of them, like that with bloods, it's completely overlooked. And what we know blood pressure, that's one of the silent killers. And like we know, Dara, we've talked about it previously, we had on the podcast that it kind of runs that you run slightly higher blood pressure, and it's an area that you keep it high on. And you can see it in some people in their peak off season, like the really red face. You can tell a mile away with people, and it's probably ignorance. And like, I think a lot of times men will see it and be like, I'll be grand. Like, we just don't want to like be accountable to them health issues or what could potentially be happening.
And just to clarify for me, like slightly high for me is like when I'm seeing like 130, you know, like I don't want to see up in 140. If I see 130 to 135, I'm like, right, it's running slightly higher for me. But that is for me about 10, maybe 15 max above baseline. Because even when I cruise, I'm not one of these guys, right? Even when I was natural, I got my blood work or my blood pressure tested loads of times when I was natural. I'd be sitting at 120 over whatever. So I'm not one of these guys naturally who sits at 100 or 110 systolic, right? So that's very important as well, because if you're cruising and you're natural and you're testing your blood pressure, right? Like you, Mike, you'd be getting 100s, okay? It's probably just a genetic thing. Your blood pressure probably just sits there naturally. That's where it goes. So let's say you hopped on cycle and all of a sudden you're up at 140. The difference, the gap in between where you normally sit naturally and where you are on cycle, that's huge, right? But for me, I know that gap is a little bit lower. Same with resting heart rate, same with HRV, right? My HRV's never gone above 40 in my whole entire life. It's always sitting at like 18, 20. I did a lot of research into this. I think it's just genetic. You know, same with resting heart rate. You know, my resting heart rate's kind of up at the 70s now, like low 70s. I know when I diet, it'll be like low 60s, all right? But it fluctuates between there. I have some guys, and they might be same size as me and maybe, you know, 10 kilos lighter, but their fucking resting heart rate be sitting at 42, 43 beats per minute. And I'm thinking, what? Are they healthier than me? Nah, it's just the genetic thing.
It is, and it's just in things just for to keep an eye on and just keep on top of, like them small little metrics. And it's probably like a good time to talk about, like we said, with this podcast, like with everything that happened recently, and like obviously keep an eye on health. But
this is why as well, if you are going to be going down the enhanced route, right, get your bloods done naturally first. Test everything naturally first, because let's say, for example, you get your bloods back when you're enhanced and your test is at a certain level, your estrogen is at a certain level, your cholesterol is at a certain level. You want to know how much it's changed from where your baseline was. Okay? Because again, my cholesterol, I think I'm lucky genetically. It's pretty fucking good. Okay? But I know some people, like I have clients and they're really on top of their diet, they're really on top of their supplementation. Their cholesterol just runs higher. A history of, you know, cardiovascular disease and stuff in their family. So it's just one of those things, right? You gotta monitor your baseline numbers, see how that changes for you based off certain cycles. And again, not compare yourself to other people. I think that's kind of an important point to note as well. It's also individual, isn't it?
It's also individual, and as well, like when it comes to stack design can play a lot on certain things, on certain compounds, like using like a 19-NOR, and like certain things will hit a lot harder than having a basic test mass kind of setup.
The worst I ever seen my bloods was any time I was taking any 19-NORs. And that's why I don't go near them anymore.
Yeah, like 100%, like it's not needed.
If there was one piece of advice you'd give someone taken away from this, like one thing that could keep on top of their health or improve their health without looking at health subs or anything like that, but like for me, I would say sleep.
Yeah.
I would say if you can obsess over sleep and keep your sleep in a really good, this goes for anyone who's natural as well. That is going to be the making or breaking of everything. And I think people just brush that to the side, but I cannot express the importance of sleep with everything, progression, health, everything.
It's because, Mark, everything is downstream of sleep. It's like, you know, if a client like goes off track, oh, like I ate this because, you know, my cravings or my appetite, or, you know, oh, I was stressed, so I fell off plan, etc., right? If someone is stressed, someone has a high appetite, if someone's craving more, could be downstream of just having a really poor sleep. If you're sleeping fantastically, you will recover better, your cravings will be lower, you know, your appetite will be regulated more, your mood is going to be regulated more. So sleep is just king. And I try and say it to people all the time, I'm sure you all do as well. Nail your sleep, nail your diet, and if you don't, the drugs aren't going to work, okay? Yeah. And people don't believe that. People like to not believe that, but like, you know, and people ask me sometimes, oh, how are you after making the progress that you do, etc., etc. And like, I'll always say it's my training and it's my routine more so than anything else. And that's the fucking truth. And people just don't like to believe this.
No. And like, even what I said to you this morning, like, Dara, when we hopped on this first, like, I slept nearly 8.5, 9 hours now. I woke up at 8:05 this morning. Like, I set no alarm. I normally awake around 6. This is the first time I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning in God knows how long. And like, I had that initial panic of, fuck, I'm behind in my day. But then when I look at it, it's like, my body needed it. Like, I slept through with that. I checked my aura the last few days. Like, my sleep scores are 88 to 91 the last 4 or 5 days. Like, of all the little crowns on it. Like, I've had and every day, like, my body weight's in a really good position. Like, I'm just sub 115. I'm lean. I'm holding it well. Like, and sleep is the one thing I nail. Because, like, when I said to you before that I wasn't fully like bodybuilding and all that, like, I had a routine where I could have been up at like 11:30, 12, like, might have been watching something with the missus, like, we'd be watching something, some series, and then we'd be up at 6 in the morning. Like, my sleep took a big hit. And since then, when I locked that back in, and like, my whole thing now is like bed 9:30, whatever, normally up at 5:30, 5:45, but then this morning 8 o'clock, up, out for a walk. Like, I feel fantastic now today. Like, I feel like you can take on the world. Food's great. Like, and the same thing there is when our sleep is down, you know yourself, with, like, for us obviously it's different, but like a general person, when we see with clients, like the cravings, the off plan, the amount of coffees going in, like, you see them late coffees.
It's funny, Mike, because my dad said something hilarious to me, like, over the Christmas. He was like, I think I'm just one of these people, you know, pure old school fucking Irish mentality. I think I can just function really well off low sleep. I don't need that much sleep, blah, blah. And I said, no, Dad. You're just in such a chronically underslept state for the last 40, 50, maybe 60 years that you don't actually realize how good you could feel if you did sleep well. This is just your normal. And I think a lot of people are in that position where their sleep has been so consistently poor and erratic for so long that they don't know how good they actually could feel if they nailed down their sleep. They got 7.5 hours a night. And most importantly, you wake up, you go to sleep at the same time. That is one of the hardest things for me to get clients to do.
Yeah.
You know?
It just goes out the window because, like, obviously, like clients who work 9 to 5s or regular jobs, the Friday, Saturday nights, especially, like that's when they have their staying up late. Like you'll see
When
it,
you need to
like
just
if you track the sleep times, like you'd have people going to bed 10 o'clock, 10:30. Then you'll see the weekend, you'll see that kind of 12 or 12:30 and through the Saturday, they're like that catching up on what Stranger Things. They're going to be watching their 2.5 hour final episode. So like it does take its toll so much, like when your routine is out. And for us, it's probably the most important thing that we all have nailed is that consistent bedtime, no matter what's on.
Yeah. Mark, how did
That's-
you find settling back into routine jet lag wise? Because I seen the Monday morning when you got back, I knew you traveled on the Monday, and I seen Tuesday morning, boom, you were up, you were at them, you were doing the check-ins. You probably got a poor night's sleep that night, but you were settling back into your routine, I'd say.
Yeah, mate. I struggled at home this time. Sleep quality was poor. There was a lot of stress over the Christmas, just shit happening, and yeah, I struggle being out of routine. When there's a lot of stress, I need the routine keeps me grounded. So when there's no routine, there was routine, but you know, I'm not in my own environment, etc.
Yeah.
My head was going to blow up. I was like, I need to get out of here. I looked at earlier flights home. I was like, I need to go, and I didn't mind that because I know my mom's coming out next week, so I didn't mind getting out. You know what I mean? But being back in routine is unbelievable. But again, that comes back to the sleep. I'll use myself as an example. Last week, sleep was poor, stress was higher, and straight away, digestion has been off, appetite has been worse. I'm definitely a little bit fatter because my food is not being utilized. My pumps aren't as good. You know, I even checked in with Cuba. He was like, Mark, what's going on? And the only thing that's changed is my sleep quality has dipped off. And over the last few days, because that's got back when I'm in routine now, all of a sudden I look better. My pumps are good. My training's moving forward. Mentally, I feel better. So I feel good now. So I just need another week of my routine back.
Yeah.
When you're in tune, like with your own body, like we are, having done this for so long. Like I'm even genuinely, you know, if I sleep one night is okay. 2 nights back to back of like 6.5 hours, 6 hours sleep, I'm fucked. I can feel it. I feel it everywhere. I feel it in my training. I feel it in my mood. I feel it in my energy levels. The whole shebang. You know, it's mental how much it can affect you, especially when you're pushing the limits, right? Especially when you're at the red line. Your food is high, you know, your drugs are high, you're training fucking balls to the walls. You need every little bit of recovery that you can get. And I'm struggling now, guys. Appetite is fully fucked now. Do you know when I got sick?
Yeah.
The appetite obviously gets poor when you get sick. It just didn't come back, man. And even though those days off over the Christmas, I didn't eat much at all. I actually underate for those days. Weight dropped off a little bit. Came back once I started getting the meals in. The meals are a struggle now. They're taking me like 20, 25 minutes. And one thing that's happened to me as well, I don't know if this has ever happened to you before, but you know, after meal one, I'll take my morning supplements. I put all the pills in them out and I go to drink them and I'm gagging and I swallow them. They come back up. That ever happened to me? It was me all.
Yeah, it's happened before.
It's brutal. Every morning now, I'm looking at the pills and I'm like, oh, fuck. And I have to take them in like 3 mouthfuls sometimes because I know if I try and do them all at once, they're
Once they're
going to come back up.
Oh man, but like you know you're at that stage, like you're at the very end of it now. Because when did you say it was prep? Was it like the
2 weeks?
15th, yeah, 19th or something? So you've kind of 2 weeks just kind of motor through. So what are the meals looking like then? What was the first meal today?
I had first meal is 4 slices of sourdough with 15 grams of dark chocolate and 15 grams of almond butter melted and like spread on the toast, and then just a protein shake and 100 grams of blueberries. So that first meal is good. It's nice and handy and easy.
It's an easy meal, but like
the second meal that kills me, mate, it's chicken and rice at 9:30 in the morning, and it's just like, whoa.
You need some fish in there, mate. I'm telling you.
I know I need to get back on the cod. Do you know what? You know what it is though? I had cod like my whole entire prep. And then once, like obviously during prep as well, you know, you're like, oh, this cod is unbelievable. Once I got back into my off season then, and you know, once the appetite kind of went a little bit, I was like, oh, this cod is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Fucking stinks as well.
Yeah, it stinks. Hey, man, through my skin, I could smell the fish through my sweat and all when I was on prep. It was fucking rotten.
Do you know what? Like I've sticked on now since the end of prep as well as I haven't changed from sushi rice now at all. Like I was doing that because like with the jasmine, yeah, it's nice, enjoyable. But the sushi is just so much easier to get in, just especially when the volume is up that little bit. So I've just been holding that now as well. But no,
sushi rice and ESN rice pudding has absolutely saved my off season. And one thing I mentioned in the YouTube video there recently as well My diet is very, very basic now. Even when I was at home, I think I only went to the shop like twice because my diet is so simple, right? It's like frozen berries, banana, raisins, right? They're my fruit sources. I've got rice pudding, sushi rice, sourdough bread, and then I've got dark chocolate, almond butter, and I've got chicken, and that's it. That's my whole entire diet, and honey. That's it. Honey and jam. So it's like so basic, so simple. Like I've got two chicken and rice meals that are the same nearly on both days. I've got two rice pudding meals that are the exact same as well on both days too. And then I've just got the sourdough bread. I mean, it's just so, so simple. And it's very easy for me, even when I got home, right? It was very easy for me to still have those meals outside of my normal environment. So I think if you're someone who struggles to get your meals in, honestly, make them as basic and repeatable as you possibly can.
Yeah. And like for us, simple, we can do that. But then it's like that the general like lifestyle client, etc. That's when they struggle because they need variety. But like for us, bodybuilding, if you're into bodybuilding, if you can't take monotonous, like boring meals that outside people might see, and for us, I love my meals. I love like chicken and rice twice a day. Like I have avocado in one of them, not in the other or whatever. But I love looking forward to them so, so much. And like if you can get into that habit of just looking at the food, like fueling your body, giving it what it needs, the nutrients, the minerals, etc., like that's when you're going to push forward. And one thing actually, Mark, what I got this morning, I had an Amazon order in last night for the early morning delivery. I got the rice flour. I got rice flour.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to try the 50-50 with the cream of rice and all that now for tomorrow for my pre-workout, just to see. Because it is that little bit, like I said, there's just the sweeteners in them now are starting to get to me now a little bit. Like when there's that little bit of acid reflux, like after having it, just a little bit on that. So I'm going to try the 50-50 first. Next then will be the ESN rice pudding, something I haven't tried yet. So
I was just going to say I might try mixing the ESN rice pudding and the rice flour because like last time I spent, what did I spend, like 180 pounds on rice pudding in my last order just because I got 6 bags of it. It's always
was it Black Friday offer, was it?
It was Black Friday and I was like, yeah, boom, get as many that'll fit in a fucking big box. The weight of the box when it came, I was like, fuck me, because obviously it was like, what, 18 kilos or something like that.
Yeah.
Of just rice pudding, but it's a game changer. It's very, very good.
Yeah, we will, because like that, like rice flour, like if we're on about, I think it was like £4 for a 2 kilo bag on Amazon.
So,
like, we'll just see what it's like just to mix it in through. I'll do that.
Like even though it doesn't have sweetener, it's a little bit like sandier. It's a little bit like
gritty, a little bit on the gritty side.
It's in my stomach a little bit like heavier. It's like more volume than normal rice or the normal cream of rice. I think that's the rice flour I've tried now. Maybe there's different brands.
Yeah, it's probably, we'll see now. Sure, I'll give that a go tomorrow. But it's just little hacks like that. Like again, like probably something we can cover, like especially when we get in through like later on in podcast, just like diet hacks.
So, Mark, what's your best hack or your best hacks for getting the food in the off season? These might be a little bit off the cuff now. Mark's ones might be a little bit different than what you're expecting, guys. So, right?
Yeah.
No, the biggest number one fucking hack: get up and start fucking eating. And that may sound so easy, but for example, on the weekend in a gaining phase, for someone who may have like a 9-to-5 job, that's where they struggle most because maybe they'll have a lie-in and maybe they wake up at like 9 or 10 o'clock and maybe they laze around in bed for a while and then they wake up at 11 and try and start the day of eating. But they have 6 meals and 4,000 calories to get in. And then all of a sudden, it comes to the end of the night and they're full. And they're like, fucking hell. And then they wake up the next day and they're still full. And then all of a sudden, they've trickled on. So wake up, even if it's a weekend. I used to do this. Wake up, have a meal ready, eat your meal, go back asleep. That way, when you actually wake up, you already have a meal down.
Exactly. And like, as you said with that, like, because even for today, when I was out of routine, like I woke up, whatever, I said 8:15. When I woke up straight out of bed, literally just threw water on my face, threw on my clothes, went out the door, 15-minute walk, straight in for the meal. Then I was like, I was only awake 25 minutes and I was already making my first meal then. Because again, it can be that thing where if I lazed around and if I left that run on any later, like getting 5-6 meals in of like high volume meals, if you're talking like 800 calorie plus a meal, you're going to get caught out at the end of the day. You're going to come to 7 o'clock. You're going to have 2 meals left. And what do most people do then is like, combine 2 meals together. I'll do this and this. Like if you're taking in 15, or the other aspect, I'll get a takeaway. I'll ring up whoever. I'll get this in. I'll get a Five Guys in. I'll get this. I have 1,500 calories. I'll get 2 burgers and fry. That'll fucking tie me over.
Dinner digestion.
And
3 days.
And then what happens? Shit, sleep.
Yeah.
So everything cycles in.
People don't realize, right? Because I've been obviously keeping track of all my stuff in my Oura ring, and this is why, again, I've spoken about before, why personally for me, I have moved to 5 meals, because I can finish eating them earlier in the day, and therefore less food sitting in my stomach. My resting heart rate is much lower at night, and I sleep much better. Okay, so again, prioritizing sleep. Like I have noticed as well, and anyone who does this, go and have a fucking Five Guys. Go and get a burger and a large fries. Go to bed. Check your resting heart rate the next day. It is going to be 5 beats per minute higher. You're going to wake up more during the night. You're not going to sleep as well. You're going to wake up. You're going to be dehydrated as fuck, right? Like I'm telling you, it's just not good. It's not worth it as well when you're in your office.
Like probably some people should look at it, like when you're like the thing when it comes to like off-plan meals or like their cheat meals, it always has to be the last meal of the day. Why? Like, why can't you incorporate having this if you're going to have that meal? Have it a little bit earlier, where then you can have like another little thing, like say a regular meal before bed or your Greek yogurt, whatever you're having.
I have it as my last meal at 4 p.m. That's what I do.
That's it. Like, yeah, because
when I eat off plan, me and Chloe, like if we go for sushi, I'm like booking it for 4, half 4, and I eat it, and then I've got fucking 4 hours before I go to bed. Like,
but that's it. But like that's the like how easy, like say Deliveroo or Uber Eats has made it. Like it's at 8:30, 9 o'clock that they're getting it. Like, oh yeah, I used to be like that. Like 3-4 years ago, if I was like even through bodybuilding, like getting my end of my calories in, if I was getting a meal, it would be that last meal, get my bump of my calories in. And then I'm realizing, why do I feel fucked the next day? Why am I so lethargic? Why am I not hungry? And like that's the difference I've made. Like if I go for a meal or I do something now, like when me and Joe went for pizza at that time just before Christmas, like we went at 5:30, got that, went for a walk, went around, whatever, went back up home. Like I still had my final meal, I think like 7:30 or whatever, like just a little cream of rice and all that, went to bed, woke up perfect. Instead, like we could have booked that for 8:30, done that. Like you know yourself, like the
honestly,
difference.
though, right? Eating off plan meals is a skill, man. I don't care what anyone says, because I used to have the worst relationship with off plan meals ever. I remember I moved to Manchester, the lads would be like, oh, we're going out, we're doing this, we're doing that. I'd be like, no, I'm not going, staying at home eating my oats or whatever, right? And I remember I didn't have an off plan meal for like fucking 2 months, and then like it was like my birthday, had an off plan meal, and then I just went fucking in, just ordered everything on the menu, went to like Ramona. Were you there, Mike, that day we went to Ramona? No?
I don't. No, I don't think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I was. I think I was at a show because I remember seeing the pictures. Like I think I was gone to a
It
show.
was like pizza slices, and then I got like the tater tots with the parmesan on the side, and then I fucking got, the big ice cream after, and I got fucking, and then you just end up eating so much food, you just feel like shit. And then you wake up the next morning, you're 2-3 kilos heavier. Then you feel guilty as fuck because you're after overeating. Then that turns you off having another off-pan meal. You know what I mean? It's like this vicious cycle where it's just learning to practice restraint, just having
It is, and like
not
the
going in.
restraint is key because like one thing I would have struggled with years ago as well that I took, like I'm fine now, would have been menu anxiety. Like when I got a menu, I didn't know what I want. I'd have to order 3 or 4 things. Or if I was ordering online, I'd be like, okay, I'll get this. And then I'd order 1 or 2 extra things that, not that I'm hungry or like I would even finish it. It's just I needed them there. And then when all the food comes, I'd be looking at it, I'd be like, why did I order so much? And then I have that, like, it's just that whole panic of, I want to try this, I want to try this, I want to try that. And I think a lot of people can struggle with that aspect too, whereas now I've broken it, thankfully.
You know what it is, Mike? Because I used to do the same thing. It's because I'd be like, oh, well, this is my off-plan meal, and I haven't had an off-plan meal in fucking ages, so I'm going to enjoy it now while I can. But you don't actually end up really enjoying it when you do. Whereas it's like in Michelin star restaurants, what do? Right? They give you a tiny little fucking bit of food, right? It's like a mouthful or two. Why? Because it tastes so fucking amazing that leaves you wanting more. That's the whole part of the experience, right? And you treat your off-plan meals like this, like you said, like you go, you have a pizza, you eat it. Yeah, you'll probably eat another pizza afterwards, but you walk away from that experience, you're like, oh, fucking really enjoyed that. That tasted lovely. Go home, you have your cream of rice, you wake up the next morning, you feel fucking great, right? Or you can do the alternative thing. You can go and you can get the 2 pizzas and the 2 fucking tender baskets on the side, and you could eat as much as you possibly can, and then you feel like a piece of shit, and heart rate goes up, and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, why did I do that to myself? You know?
And then the cycle continues.
Yeah. It's easier said than done to not go fucking in. And especially if you're a bodybuilder, you're probably an extremist, right? So that's, I think, where I used to go wrong with the food for so long, because I'd be like, right, man versus food. I'm going to Billy Big Balls over here. Let me show you all how much food I can eat. And I just and I'd eat it as well.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do me any favor.
Like even when I did that, like I remember when I was in Spain, I did an eating challenge. And like it was just after like I finished the diet. Yeah, and it was like an €80 burger, and you finish it. I can't remember what it was like 1.3 kilo or 1.4 kilo. I can't remember what it was like 10, 12 patties, milkshake, loads of chips. And I remember finishing it and like literally, yeah, I struggled near the end, but I did it, finished it, proud of myself. I remember going into the bathroom and taking like 15 units and over rapid before starting and saying, I'll do this now because then I'll be panicking that I need to eat all the food. But I remember getting outside and how uncomfortable I felt. And I actually walked back up to the apartment and I got like, I remember vomiting halfway back up. And then I went into bed and it felt worse than any hangover I've ever had. Like that whole kind of proper food coma. I remember lying in bed and I literally had to go to bed at like 6 o'clock. Worst feeling I ever had.
I post show in 2023, me and Chloe went for sushi, right? We went to fucking Sushi Mami, all you can eat sushi place in Manchester.
Mm.
I ate 70 rolls of sushi, and because I actually kept a track of it, right? I had 70 rolls of sushi, and with the way we do it is, let's say 8 pieces came out, right?
Yeah.
Like I would eat like 2/3, and Chloe would eat the 1/3. So I'd have like 6 of them, and she'd have 2 of them, or something like that, right? Or I'd have 3 and she'd have
Whatever.
2.
Yeah, yeah.
So like she probably ate a good fucking 30 rolls, like, which is a lot, like for a female. And then I had on the side, you know, like the prawn skewers and like had a couple of other things. And I just it kept coming, and I just kept eating. I remember when I finally stopped. Do you know the way you get hypos? I think I nearly went hyperglycemic. I started like sweating profusely, and all this like blurry vision, all this weird shit started happening to me. And I never forget then when we got out, it's only like 10-minute walk from our apartment. Took us like 40 minutes to get home, mate. We had to keep stopping, like
Yeah.
sitting down, and like we're both fucked. Got in, hilarious, right? You know, your stomach's really, really like swelled up, and you feel like you need to burp, right? It was kind of like that, but with sickness. So I was like really, really swelled stomach. Oh, I feel absolutely terrible. I kind of knew I needed to get sick, but you know, you're just waiting for it, and waiting for it, and waiting for it. And then I finally got sick. It was like projectile vomit. It was like red. It was almost like blood. It was almost like I was after getting caught. It was so funny because like we were so warm, right? It was middle of summer. We got in, and like Chloe just stripped off naked, right? She was pacing up and down the room. So I was there like sitting in the toilet, getting in the toilet, lying in the fucking lying in the bathroom, and Chloe's pacing up and down naked, like pacing up and down the room. And next thing then, she just paces the whole way to the toilet and just gets sick, right? Gets up, paces back again. Oh, I get sick. Did it about 3 or 4 times. It was fucking hilarious. Oh, I was just sitting there like, what are you doing? Stop fucking walking up and down.
It did make me worse, but
never again. We didn't eat sushi for over a year after that.
You wouldn't. That's the thing, is I'd be so tough. Man, Mark, what was your most overindulged moment? For someone
I've done a couple of eating challenges as well. I done 2 large pizzas in like 8 minutes before. That was actually easy. I felt fine after that. But I done one in Aussie Barbecue, a place that used to be in Dublin. They used to do a burger called the Great Whites. It was like a pound, or it was like I don't know what it was, a pound or a couple of pounds of meat in a burger. I think it was a pound, and it had bacon and cheese. It was massive, and it was lovely. But it was a challenge, and it was like the record was 4.5 in an hour. And I matched it, and I hit the wall, and I couldn't. So think about it, right? That's like what, 18 quarter pounders or something. And mate, it was like I got home, right, and I lay on the floor. I had to strip off as well, so I'd be on the cold wooden floor, and I would strip off. I just lie on my back on the wooden floor, and I was just like dizzy, and I couldn't see, and I was like, I was like, when you hear like the meat sweats, and I can't even describe it. I thought I was going to die.
It's fucked. I thought I was going to die as well, man. I was in a heap. I mean, the flushes I was getting through my body. Like, I was thinking, what the fuck is wrong with me here? I think, like, just the massive spike in insulin or something after being in such a depleted prep state for so long. I think my body didn't know what the fuck was going on. So, yeah, it's funny because I've never done an eating challenge. I've always wanted to do one. And people have said that to me over YouTube, Joe. Sometimes, like, give me content idea, guys. And they're like, do a 10K calorie challenge. I've always said, I'm going to do one of those when I turn pro, and not up until that point. Because obviously, as a bodybuilder, guys, like, look, if you're fucking treating it seriously, you can't be going off doing fucking eating challenges all the time.
You know what I would love to do? I wouldn't do an eating challenge either. Maybe down the line, but I'd love to do one 10,000 calories of chicken and rice.
Mate, I've thought of that before. I've written that out before. Do you know how much rice you'd have to eat? It's fucking insane.
What?
And the amount of chicken that you have to eat as well, because I remember working this out, you'd have to have 10 meals, right? You have to have like 200 grams of chicken, maybe even more, across 10 meals throughout the day, and which would be like 3,000-ish calories of chicken or something like that, and get like 7,000 calories of rice in. I'm telling you, boys, it would be impossible. You would have to be a competitive eater to do it.
It would be a good video, though.
It would be a great video.
It
wouldn't do it. I don't even think Thor would do it. The Mountain. Did you ever see his 10,000 calorie challenge with, or his 10,000 calorie day of eating that he did with Matt Does Fitness? I actually think that would be an achievable one, because he has shakes with like olive oil, orange juice, and Greek yogurt, and then he's having big meals of like steak and rice, right? But we eat big meals of chicken and rice and steak and rice, but then he has like shakes in between, and he has one or two other things, and it's kind of like, it's a lot of food, but like you do it, you know.
10,000 calorie challenge. Like if you're able to get them from anywhere, mate, that's easy.
It is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10's easy.
You know, I think 15 would actually be pretty handy as well. 20 would be.
20 is where you'd be kind of pushing it a little bit.
20 is where you need a bit of strategy, like, you know. So I think like you could probably walk out on any given day. Like if I didn't eat all day today, even peak off season, if I didn't eat all day today and half tomorrow, I could probably still go out and do 10,000 calories. You know, it's pretty easy. I'm gonna have everyone being like, "Oh bollocks, do one."
Hey, now, like, depends how this season goes. You could be doing one by the end of the year. You could be doing one midsummer.
Yeah. I'll do fucking 10,000 calories of just only Krispy Kremes if I win a fucking pro card.
We're down the line, right?
Huh?
Down the line. We'll both do one together of of the chicken and rice one. We will, and we'll even do who can eat more calories worth of chicken and rice in a day.
Yeah, I think, right, if it came to eating junk food, I think I'd smoke you. If it came to eating chicken and rice, you beat me all day. Mark is used to eating dry fucking chicken, chewing through it, boy, like it's fucking steel. He's like a rat. He's like a rat chewing through steel with that fucking chicken. So I think he beat me on the clean food one, but I think if it came to eating donuts and pizzas now, I might have the edge.
Yeah, but like if it was like back when I was like 18, I'd out eat anyone, but now anyone would fucking beat me. I can't. I'm not a big eater.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You say you're not a big eater, but man, you're probably eating 5,000 calories a day easy, like.
Yeah, but like compared to like, you know, what I know I could have eaten fucking years ago when you know when you have like just a stomach of steel when you're a kid and you can just eat anything.
And then you've been bodybuilding for a few years consecutively and you've done a couple of preps and your fucking stomach is absolutely fucked. I've got that little hernia as well that I'm going to have to get sorted too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully I can get that. I might try and get that done straight away after prep while I'm in recovery, just to see.
Could you see it on last prep?
You can see it slowly but surely getting worse. On last prep when I got lean, right, you could see that my belly button was pushed out, but nothing else around it. But now it's like the top of the belly button is like the edge, let's say the circle that rounds your belly button, that's starting to protrude a little bit. So I'm hoping when I get lean this time around, it won't be visible. If it is, it's only going to be very slight. It's not going to be like something that I get marked down for or anything. But I want to get it sorted now before it gets any worse. Do you know?
Yeah.
I think it does need. It's going to need to get sorted eventually. That's the way I look at it. Like, you know. So yeah.
Fingers crossed. That's one thing I've never encountered yet was a hernia. Did you, Mark? No,
touch wood.
Same.
I don't have to because it's yeah, I don't even know what it would feel like, but I don't fancy finding out. It
doesn't feel like anything. They're pretty common. I never thought I'd get one either, but
like it is common. It's very common.
It's from all the pressure, I think, when you're bracing and pushing and stuff like that. And I just don't have the best stomach anyway, so I don't.
I know. Touch wood now. Touch wood. No gyno, no hernias.
Yeah, no, gyno has never been an issue for me ever. Thankful from that regard. I don't have to get a cut out like most people do.
I know. I have one of my buddies going over now in January to get it done now as well. Like, so I'm just kind of glad I never experienced it. Like, thank God. Like, I just say genetically, I just can't. Just like probably one of them people.
I think if you are one of those people as well, because people obviously ask me this as well. Oh, how do I control my estrogen? Oh, I can't put my test above 300 before I start getting estrogen. Blah blah blah. Just fucking go over and get the gyno surgery done. You're going to save yourself so much time, so much hassle. Even Riz, like I was chatting to Riz about this, and he had to just take everything under the sun to control his estrogen when he was on cycle, you know. And even when he's doing prep cycles, he'd be taking fucking Arimidex, he'd be taking Caber, he'd be taking everything just to keep things in range. It's just like, get the glands cut out. Now you can just do what you want. Do you know what I mean?
That's it, yeah.
of a thing to have to deal with, and then you don't want to be taking too many other drugs either to try and counteract things.
I know, and like it's just probably in your head as well. Like you know yourself when you're lean,
Yeah,
you're going on stage, like straight away you're going to have that anxiety of I'm going to be marked down, I'm going to be whatever.
It is one of the worst things though. That
it is.
stage.
Yeah.
I think like really bad when people have pinned their glutes and they got big lumps in their glutes, and gyno, I think are the two worst things that you see on stage.
100%. I think gyno, it's a shame because, and fuck it, like if I dieted down and I was like, oh shit, I'm after getting some gyno here like this off season, I wouldn't compete and I just go fucking get it done. I wouldn't step on stage with big fucking pepperoni nipples.
neither would I. Fuck that shit.
No.
Yeah. Another thing though, because it happens to me all the time with clients, I think a lot of time people think they're getting gyno, it's just in their fucking head. It happened to me before, right? I thought, oh, my glands are getting bigger, oh, my nipples are itchy. The only reason they were itchy was because I was playing with them 24/7 all day, every single day. So that's why they were fucking sensitive and itchy, right? I even started taking raloxifene for like 2 or 3 weeks, trying to like fucking zap the gyno, when really I was just after getting a little bit fat and soft in my off season. I was just paranoid, and there was no gyno there at all. I dieted down and it was perfect. No, so I think people obsess over it a little bit as well.
They will, and like the same thing, you might have like a cotton t-shirt on and it might be rubbing, and you know, you feel that sensitivity and you're, oh fuck.
Yeah. So I get it. Like I get why a lot of people would worry about it, but I do think,
especially it's overanalyzed.
It's overanalyzed with a lot of clients.
75%
of the time, it's in people's head that they're getting gyno when they're actually not.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, we'll notice, like, if a client has it, like, we'll see in the check-ins, like, we'll start to pick that up anyway. And a lot of times you'll pick it up before they will. Like, that's the thing that I've seen as well. Like, you kind of get to them, you see it, and you'd be like, you pin it out to them. They'd be like, oh, fuck. But no, like, as I said, like, luckily we're not the types that do kind of run with genetically can pick it up, like fingers crossed now. Like here we say it all and 3 of us are on stage with gyno later on in the year. We're like, fuck.
Yeah. No, fuck. I think what I've run so far, if I haven't gotten gyno yet, I think I'll
you won't. I know, like we've all pushed the boundary a bit, so like we looks like we're lucky in that kind of space. But no, so how are we looking then here? So this is technically now the start of the new year. We're into it. Back into routine. Everyone's back. So on Monday, we're all back at it. What are the gyms looking like? Obviously, Mark, you're no real problem. Like what with the whole kind of new year, new me? Because I've noticed in my gym, like just in the last few days, more so because people are probably off work, they're not back. Like my time, that 11:30, 12 o'clock, it's been quite busy. Normally I have like 10 people, 12 max. Probably been about 40, but I expect that to drop off now tomorrow. Like, how are you liking your gym? And Dara, the same with you with Ultraflex.
I'm literally going back in. Today is going to be my first day back in. Today I've got legs, but to be honest, there never really is a new year, new me splurge in Ultraflex. There's never like it's always pretty consistent, I find.
Is it? Yeah.
Actually, in actual fact, when it's busiest is during the summer from people coming up doing day passes in Ultraflex. I actually find, and people traveling from different countries, you know, a crew of fucking Spanish natty bodybuilders or invade the place for a couple of days or whatever the fuck.
For a couple of pictures with Cuba and off they go.
Yeah. So that's normally when it tends to be the busiest. But
what about you, Mark? What's it been like since the new year? No change, no nothing?
No, everything is still the same. I went to visit one called Muscle Hut the other day. It's actually a UK gym chain. There's like 3 or 4 of them, I think. But they opened one over here.
Okay, yeah.
Like maybe 2 months ago. So, it's a UK guy that owns it. It's actually one of Cuba's clients who owns it. Oh, nice. I think. But it's good. Really good equipment. They've, some nice pieces, but it's very new. And it's going to take time to get the same sort of vibe and atmosphere as the likes of Dungeon. But it has a lot of potential. So I think I'm going to stick Dungeon, and then I have my leg session oxygen as well, which I fucking got. And one oxygen the other day, it absolutely killed me. It was £160 for a month.
160 a month? Fuck.
Yeah. Here, by the way, right, we had a chat in the gym today, right? There's a Benus membership. It's the gold membership or something.
Yeah.
It's 120,000 AED a year, which is like 25 grand. What the fuck?
You get like a personal person to pick your plates up after you and give you a massage after.
You do. You get that's included like massages, all your meals and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you'd want to. That's what I want to be living there as well.
Man, that place must make some money.
Yeah, and like people coming
It is,
in.
even though it's definitely not the best gym in Dubai, but it's for sure the most popular by a country mile.
Well, like if you have a package like that, you could guarantee there's some super rich people on it that might go to the gym twice a month that don't even turn up.
Thing is over here is that people will get that just to say they have it.
Just to have it, yeah.
Yeah. Just they probably have a special card and all that, so they have it in their little wallet.
Yeah.
But that's nuts. I was like, mind blown.
Mm.
But for oxygen, like 160 a month is, first of all, gyms over here are going to be more expensive. So you just,
Yeah.
And then 160, like, for what you get, you could go and you could literally live there every day.
I mean, no women in the gym, like it's worth 160 on its own, Sorry, ladies, if you're watching this.
But like that's the one thing that I've seen. Like when I say when I was in FLF, I think FLF was 120 a month.
120 now, yeah.
Yeah, what they went up. Yeah, they're up to 120. But the gym, say the one I'm in now, Next Level in Preston, I joined that before it opened because I could see the equipment and I knew Tom was going to stock it with the best equipment. I got a special offer deal. Like it was the first 50 people to sign up. I think it was £350 a year, and it never increases. Like I'm an original member, so I'll always think something like like £26 a month now I'm paying. Versus I would have paid.
They're well kitted out now, Mike. I seen your story the other day. Well kitted out.
And there's a lot more coming. It's like he's out of space. Like he needs to put like a mezzanine, like to have a second kind of floor on it. Like there's a lot more to come in there, but it's getting to the stage where some of the equipment's getting a little bit close because he's got so much stuff coming in and he's got good equipment. So it's kind of what the area needed. Because like if you go from Manchester and go up like that kind of northwest area, there's no real, like, do you know any gyms in that northwest Preston up by Blackpool?
Did another northwest Mecca open up? Another one in the Ashaw's gym somewhere? I don't. It's not. It's outside of Liverpool. I think there's another one somewhere.
I think he was doing a second one.
There is a second one already. I don't think it's in Liverpool though, but it's somewhere around the west somewhere. So
you know what's great though, like the amount of gyms in UK and Ireland now.
Yeah.
Think back like 5 years ago even.
Oh yeah.
Probably double the amount.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, and like it shows there's a market for it all. Because like that, like as I said, when I joined my gym now, I was like in the first day, like after the initial like opening weekend where everyone came up to see it, like I could have been in the gym, there might have been 2-3 people for the first 2-3 weeks. But now it's gone to the stage where this is kind of turning into like an EP jungle of the Northwest. It's kind of picking up that bit of a vibe where it is getting busier. There is day passes coming in like left, right and centre. But it's just to show that like when he opened in May to where he is now, like that the market is there if you do it right. Like it's the same with coaching. If you coach good and if you're new to coaching in the last like 12, 18 months, if you're doing a good job, you'll get noticed.
Yeah, no, there is definitely a huge market for it. I think in Ireland as well, like there's just going to continue to be more and more gyms opening up. And I still think there's a massive market for it there. And like even now with how much more popular it's been, another like 5 years time, lads, it's going to be twice as popular again. I genuinely believe that because all the young kids growing up now, none of them are like fucking binge drinking as much or doing this or doing that. They're all like fucking doing High Rocks or doing Martins, or they're getting into fitness a lot earlier because of social media, I feel. So it's just a different fucking landscape altogether. I think people are going to be going to the gym much earlier and sticking with the gym much better. It's not like, oh, I'm 25, 30, fuck, I'm out of shape, I'll let myself go, better start going to the gym. And those people who do that, like sometimes they're never really that invested. Whereas I think you start going when you're young, you get into it, you stay into it. It's a different story,
Like that's it, and like you said, there's a huge market for gyms. Like Dublin's really picked up. Like one or two great gyms down Wexford. Obviously up north, Ireland, there's a few great gyms too. There's nothing sticking out hugely down south, like the kind of Waterford, Cork, Kerry area. Like there's a huge market. Kerry probably the same. Munster has an opportunity for a very good kitted gym, the likes of that, because like you won't see the equipment. Like Dublin has it now. Like you're seeing Prime, you're seeing Strive, you're seeing.
Do they have some Prime in Dublin now? Where?
Is it Prime? They have Strive anyway. They have Strive.
There's not a single gym in Ireland that has Prime or Atlantis or Prime equipment anyway.
Yeah, it's Strive then. So they have Strive in. Which one is it? West side or south side?
See, in Southside they have Cutler equipment, so it's like a knockoff of
Yeah.
all the
They have the Strive in there because one of my clients started there now, and he sent me over Strive leg extensions, hamstring curls, lying hamstring curls, Mega Mass is what they're running in through there now as well.
Mega Mass stuff is good, all right, but it's all like knockoffs of the flex pieces and things of that nature, you know.
True.
So
That's the one thing I'm looking for. We're getting the original, the flex leverage now, the chest press back in, and one or two more. Like we got the flex leverage leg extension. It's kind of angled back like this. You're sitting in it like that.
Yeah,
really, really nice.
Have that in Southside as well. Actually, that flex leg extension.
Yeah, have it in Dungeon as well.
Nice. Yeah, but like that's it. Like there's a huge opportunity down south for us to like in Ireland to have equipment like that, or just someone to do it. Like I know like a lot of people want to do it, but like hopefully, like as you said, 4 or 5 years, like we'll probably see such a big influx of what we'll have in Ireland. And the same thing there, like obviously since the NPC shows, since muscle contests started having their regionals, pro qualifiers in Ireland, like that's picked up nicely. And like
it's only a matter of time as well. Given another 2 years, there's going to be more regions in Ireland for sure.
There will, like there is that opportunity, like to have 3-4 of them, like spread out, like where it is, because like
I'd fucking love to promote a show in the future. I'd love to do it and have it down in Munster. Do you know, have it down in Cork or something like that, and have it there every single year. Fucked up.
Yeah.
You get in contact with Mick Bullman.
Brian Bullman.
Brian Bullman.
Yeah.
Brian Bullman.
Yeah, no, I will eventually. I just don't have 20 grand to sponsor a show handy now.
That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing, is like putting that out there.
Yeah. But like eventually it's something I would definitely love to do, you know, and just bring it down to, you know, Munster, my neck of the woods. The DMAC Classic, let's run it up.
And the DMAC Classic.
2030, boys, get your registrations in now.
Training today?
Legs, leg day, baby. So I need to eat my pre-workout meal now once I get off this call, do a couple of messages, and then straight in.
Job done. I'm rest now. I'm back in my routine as I did. I made that swap, like I said to you last week. I went to the upper lower just to trial it first. The only thing is I need to run it next week now to see, because when I'm doing upper, it was on Saturday. Or no, sorry, Friday. What day is today? Yeah, Friday I ran upper, but the gym was packed. So like I had a kind of layout, and I was kind of waiting for a little bit on equipment, and I was kind of like, okay, haven't fully locked this session, and we're due 2 or 3 more pieces, but I did really enjoy it now. As I did.
What way do you have your upper days structured, Mike? Do you go chest, back, or do you go chest and then back?
I do back chest because I get just like just intertwining it, because back is the priority. So like it's just giving me more, because as I said to you, when I was doing a posterior session, I was shagged after coming from 3 or 4 good exercises, because the same thing there is like in my head I was like, well, I just start with back, but then as well like I need both areas, so it just
I think zigzagging works really well, because like let's say you do like a lat exercise first, right? You want to do a pec deck. By the time you get back to your row variation, you're kind of fresh. You know, it's not like a pull day where you're going to one to the next and you're kind of just fatigued.
Yeah, you're fatiguing each part then, and like you are kind of catching it through at the end. Well, no, I did enjoy it, and I'll probably get a proper run now next Friday when I get to run that one, when I doubt it's going to be as busy when everyone's back in work.
Question, Mike, and Dara as well.
Yeah.
When you're in that situation where the gym is busy and like your session is kind of stop-starts, especially kind of for people listening as well, what would you do in that scenario? So like, you know, let's say you walk out to a pec deck, right? And there's a guy on it. What do you do?
Do you know, I'll be honest here. Normally, I just try and bully the person off the piece of kit, to be honest. Listen to this, right? So it's an extreme. I'm sure you've probably seen my private story there when I was back home. So it's an extreme, right? And his kid was on the closed cable stack, okay? Now, he's only on one side. He had the bench up against the cable stack. He was here like this, right? So he had the cable set up just above his waist. He had a D handle on the cable that he was holding, right? No, he had a cuff, around his wrist, okay? And then the cuff was attached to the cable, and he had a D handle in his hand, and he seatbelted himself into the seat on the cable stack. Do you know what he did, right? 1 rep, stop. 1 rep, stop. 1 rep, stop. He did like a 3 or 4 rep max set with really heavy weight. I was going, what the fuck are you looking at? Okay?
For anyone listening, they actually won't believe you until they actually saw it It was fucking crazy.
It was ridiculous.
It was mental, right? I couldn't post it on my public story because obviously I might get in trouble for that, right?
Yeah.
It was fucking nuts, okay? And what he did after that was even more nuts, but I didn't record it, and I wish I fucking did, but I'm not even going to go into that, okay? So I went up to him and nicely, like always would, tapped him on the shoulder. Hey mate, how many sets you got left here? Oh, I got two sets left. I was like, oh, right, okay. I was training with 2 clients, bear in mind. I goes, oh, would you mind just moving over to, you know, that other cable stack there, right? Because there's 2 other wide cable stacks on each side. And like there was like 3 different stations basically free. Because I asked them, are you using both sides? No, I'm using one side. Okay, do you mind just moving to this one next door to you and doing it there or whatever? Oh, no, I can't because the increments on that cable stack go up too high, or they go up in too high increments. And I was like, what the fuck? And I went, mate, that's too heavy for you anyway. Like, and he just looked at me, like, just said nothing. And then I just said, right, I'm just going to leave this fella off. And then I watched him continue to do what he was doing. And I was just like, what the fuck? You know? So, to be honest, I should have actually just bullied him a little bit harder and just say, mate, you shouldn't be lifting this. You're going to build no muscle doing this. Get the fuck off my cable stack. I'm training with these 2 clients. You're not building any muscle. And I should have just fucking...
Do you know, it's that one, like, as we'll get into Mark's question then as well, as but like, I had that in the gym recently where this guy asked me to spot him on hack squat, on Cybex hack. And you know, when he had his knee sleeves on, he had all of this. And I kind of looked at him, I seen the weight on, I was like, okay, let's see you do this. And then when he goes down and he does like the quarter rep, like the little tiny bit of a squat, and then I seen he had a reverse banded. I missed that at the start. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And I have to spot him for 10 or 11 reps. And you know when, like, yeah, I want to tell him how to do it better, but I'm in my session, but I don't give a fuck to help him at this stage, because I'm like, if I tell him he's doing this wrong, pull off your mat, it's a 25-minute conversation of me probably having to go into the machine, show him how he should be going. I'm like, sort of ruin my session. Plus his 10, 11 half reps, and then there's me with a fist pump. Good set, bro. Walking away like, Christ almighty, what the fuck? It's that. Go on, Mark.
I will always, if it's one person, I will always be like,
can you work in?
Not even can I work in? I'm like, we're working in. I'll squat you. I'm going to work in with you. You know what I mean? Because
just a slight little bit of bullying, just nothing hectic.
But as well, like, if you're somebody who's going into a gym in the new year, and you ask someone, can you work with them, and they say no, that's not on.
No,
and it's not. Yeah.
Do you know what the thing is?
You should have seen what he was doing afterwards then, lads. Right? I genuinely thought, you know, you see these videos online of the fellas and they've got like a hammer strength pull down, but they're strapped in with this big like Vulcan rope thing and they're doing all these weird exercises and there's daisy chains and carabiners all over the place. I genuinely thought those videos were
the piss takes.
I thought they were made up videos that little kids were doing to rage bait. Turns out it's actually a real fucking thing. Because this kid had a daisy chain around the handle of a hammer strength plate loaded press, with the daisy chain attached to a cuff around his elbow. He was sitting backwards on the seat and he was like doing this. I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like,
God.
Do you know what? It's crazy.
Do you know, like, Mark, to kind of go on your point there about like saying about people working in, the thing is now, if people see us in the gym, like, because obviously we're in our sets, we can be probably a little loud, we can probably look unapproachable. Like, we're probably the most approachable people to work in with. Like, if I'm on like a chest fly, like if I'm on a pec deck, etc., and if a guy comes over, like, even if it's like someone new enough to the gym, like, they're probably afraid to ask people like us because they're probably expecting us to tell them to fuck off.
I will let anyone work in with me. I have never ever said to someone, oh no mate, I've only got a couple of sets left. I always say, if someone asks me how many sets I've left, 9 times out of 10 I'm going to say, do you want to work in with me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And like, it's going to be that phase kind of as well. Like, the thing is, like, if you're down to your final set, like, I could be there like, yeah, I'm just last set, I'll be done in 2 minutes, you can work in, and they'll be like, no, I'll just wait that 2 minutes. Like, most people just wait. And like, same for me. Like, when Mark was saying, like, what would I do in situations? So if I wanted a pec fly, sometimes it would depend who's on it. Like if I look at it and say if it's an old, say if someone in their 50s like that, yeah, obviously I'm not going to ask them. I might just wait that minute. I'll ask them how much they have in there. Like, do you have 2 sets left or whatever? But like at times, like exercise of exercises, like say in my gym, we've like 3 or 4 like kind of pec deck options. We've cables, we've 2 or 3 pec deck machines. Like if it really came to it, because I've kind of like 2 push sessions, I might revert to my other one if it's going to be a long wait. Like if it's going to be a super, like if it's a set or two, yeah, I've no problem sitting around. But I don't like getting into that 10-minute aspect of waiting around. Like, if someone's just gone into it, like, would you take that approach ever yourselves? Like if you have another day, would you put that equipment in, or would you wait that 10 minutes?
I generally always wait, mate. I'm so autistic with my fucking trainings.
Like I try, like, but if I'm gone to the stage, because like my worst thing is if I cool down, it ruins my session.
Same. Yeah.
I get really.
I'll give you an example of a couple of scenarios of what I would do. So if it's one person and I'm like, sorry, do you have many sets left? If they're like, I have 3 left, I'm like, do you mind if I work in? Right, perfect. If they have 1 left, I mean, look, take your time. I'll wait on you. That's absolutely fine. And then, like if they might be like, oh no, I'm done. And I can tell they're uncomfortable, or like
they just want to get off because you were asking. Yeah.
And I always like over like friendly, being like, no, you're not jumping off this. I'm working with you. It's absolutely fine. I just just so they don't feel intimidated, because I'm not kicking them off.
Yeah,
I know, and like it comes across that we are doing that, because like how many times like I've done it before. I've asked you, like, had you much sets left? Oh yeah, I'm just finished, and you'll see him go to a similar movement on another.
Exactly, and that happens.
And you feel bad.
Well, they're like, "Oh, I'll just do something else," and I'm like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" I'm not gonna lie though. Like, I'll be friendly and I'll say, "Are you sure you can stay? You can work in with me?" But if they say no, I'll do something else. I'm like, "Ah, fuck, A1 grand." That's what I mean by, like, I just bully someone off the piece of cake. It's like, if I go up and I'm like, I don't mean to be intimidating. I'm not being intimidating. I'll be friendly and ask them. But if they're intimidated and they want to move on to something else, I mean, saves me time in my session, boys. So I'm going to be honest,
What would your one, Mark? What would you be in the situation, Mark? Because, like, say, look, you might not have it because you're in the gyms now, but say, like, a day, like, where I've seen it before is, like, day pass people who come into my gym now at the weekend, but it could be, like, 4 16-year-olds all working in on the same bit of a kit, and it's going to be 30 minutes. What will you do then?
Say it's on, like, a T-bar, right? I'll be like, I'll just kind of make it known, right? There's 4 of them. Like, realistically, training in groups of 4 is pretty fucking shit, because everyone else has to wait. So I'll be like, look, lads, when he works, let me just do a quick warm-up. When he works, let me just do a quick warm-up. And then I'm working in with him. And I'll always...
Heat him up a bit as well, like, you probably will.
I'll always make sure that I try and, like, nearly interact with them. And I'll push them through their sets as well, just because I like that vibe. So if it's a group, you know what I mean? So I don't just feel like I'm jumping in and being a cunt. I'm trying to give them a bit of a kick as well.
The training with groups of 4 is mad. I actually seen one of my old clients in the gym over Christmas time, training with 3 of his friends, and I literally went up and said it to him. I was like, "What's the story with you over here in the corner? It's like the fucking pub." I said, "If you want to fucking chat," I said, "go to the pub." I said, "This is a gym. What are you doing?" Arsing about 4 year around a piece of equipment, laughing, joking. What the fuck? Hate that shit.
Yeah, I think 3, like, even when I was training with Coolbelt, like, Meg would train with us, and it was great. That 3 was perfect, because it was we just knew each other, each other. But then if there was another 3rd person training, sometimes it'd be like, oh, that would be pushing it. And then, like, if there were 4, we just split off into groups of 2, because it's pointless.
It just makes sense that way. And like it like when it's 2 or 3 that know each other well and are in sync, you don't need to chat. You just get in, get shit done. Where it's like group of friends, like, might not have seen each other in a while, it's just a chat session more than anything. Like, there's no effort put in through the training. Like, that's what I'll see when I see these groups of like 4 or 5. Like, they're not even like trying, they're just in there for the chat, they're in for that, and they're just taking over the area. Like, yeah, it's frustrating for people like us that are trying to progress, but
it's poor gym etiquette as well. And if I have a gym in the future, I'm banning groups of 4 people training together.
And to be honest with you, right, we say, look, people can get intimidated by us. If I see a group of 4 lads, sometimes I get intimidated.
No, honestly. Yeah. No, I'd feel as in when there's a group of 4, and if I need that equipment, and if they're arsing, joking and laughing, I don't
Yeah.
even want to interact with him because like I don't want to get involved in that. I don't want to be talking to him or getting into the conversation because like you can see by him what way they are, and it's kind of like, oh God, it's like I just feel like, yeah, I'll wait, or will I do something else for a minute and just see will that come free?
Yeah. You're
So
too
I
nice.
do understand when people get intimidated because it does happen. But again, most people don't mean any fucking harm, and they're not intimidating. So.
And like we probably, like you're probably the same, Mark, as well. Like I don't know about Dara. Dara's a bit of a bully, but like if someone comes up to me and asks me, like, we're over apologetic. Like if someone asks, like, do you have many sets? Like, oh, sorry, I'll be done. Like, you're very much
I
like,
know I am like that as well, right? But like it
cut
depends.
it out.
It depends on the person, man. It
Yeah,
depends on the person.
I know.
If I know someone is fucking faffing about, arsing about, or taking the piss, or doing something stupid, or you know those cunts who superset 3 or 4 different machines in the gym. If I see somebody doing that, I'm going straight up and I'm going to be like, mate, I'm fucking like I'm using this, like, do you know what I mean? Like you're supersetting 3 things in the gym here, like fucking get a grip, like.
This is sort of like you said there, like overly nice. I don't know about you, but I class myself as a pretty nice guy. I know that. I just know that I can come across as intimidated sometimes if someone doesn't know me. So like if I'm in public, if I'm walking past somebody, if I'm at like a cash register, like I will be overly nice. You know, I'll be like, you know, how are you? How's your day?
The other ways, like
to completely shut down that stereotype, because I know, like let's be honest, especially in Ireland, you walk up to like a tailor or whatever, oh, look at this fucking gearhead.
Yeah.
So I'm giving nobody the excuse to even think of me that way, because kill them with kindness. This is who I am. I'm not intimidating. So don't fucking start stereotyping me.
I feel like I'm more inclined. I'm going to be completely honest here, lads. Like I don't give a fuck. I'm more inclined to lean into the stereotype and just be like, fucking walk up to the till and be like, fucking serve me,
give me my protein.
Serve me first. Or I'm going to jump over the counter and choke you.
But you know, though, like as you said, even from the over intimidating what you might see in the gym, because when I train by myself, like I go in and get my shit done, and like there's some lads in there. There's 1 or 2 lads now who I chat to a good bit, but it might have taken 3 or 4 months for us to engage in conversation because I'm doing my stuff, they're doing their stuff, and you kind of you make eye contact, you see on, but then when you start talking, like your best mates, then like for that kind of little conversation in the middle of the session,
go through the different phases of a gym bro.
Yeah.
What's it start off like? So you say you haven't met someone before, but like you walk past them. So how does it go?
How does it go? You get the general, the nod.
Yeah.
So it starts off, you may just like look at somebody and walk past them, and then you keep seeing them. So it may just be like the nods, and then it'll be like, maybe, what you training today?
Or maybe a fist pump or something.
Fist pump, and then you're like, what's the story? What you training today? And then it'd be like, can you give me a spot? Yeah, there's like stages to a gym, bro.
In sometime, bro.
Yeah. Who's your source, bro?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, after like 3 months, you're like, sorry, what was your name?
Yeah.
It's just like when you see someone training and the same time, it's like mutual respect. And like your friends,
you know they're chasing it.
Your friends before you even know it.
No, when you see that,
if you see them in there all day, every single day, you know what they're about, like, so yeah. Then if you see some little dweeb with cuffs and fucking daisy chains, you know what he's about. So
I know I don't see much of them now, but I've been told there's 1 or 2 now to come in the evening. There's a little young fella that does like a 6-plate T-bar row, and he's nearly off the machine for his 1 rep max. He's literally fully bent backwards, or I haven't seen it myself, because it's generally the people at my time are people that are into training or could be coaching, etc., because it is that earlier time. But no, I don't want to see any of them.
Abdullah had a story. Abdullah owns a dungeon, and there was like a guy in the day pass a couple of months ago, and he was doing this mad like cuff pushed out, whatever it was.
Seen that actually.
Abdullah recorded him and was like, "Listen up, UK guys." It was like, if you're gonna come into my gym and do this, fucking leave. He was like, "Don't bother." It was crazy. He was like, just pick up some weight.
He's fucking dead right, man. All right, boys, that was a long episode, but I think we'll wrap it up there because I need to eat. So hopefully everyone enjoyed that. Comment down below, guys. What side of the fence are you on there? in terms of what we were just speaking about. We'll see.
Are you the bully or are you the nice guy?
We'll see. Does anyone else have any takes? Because I feel like we were split down the fence there on that one. Mike was like trying to be the neutral there, and Mark's Mr. Nice Guy, and I'm the big bad wolf over here. yeah. But anyway, guys, we'll wrap that up. We'll leave that there. That was a good first episode to start the year, and we'll be back next week. Any topics you want us to cover? Drop them down below.
Nice one.